everyone. Today we're having a 2014 Chevy Silverado. We'll be doing the Morimoto fog light setup. It's LEDs, so there's no separate bulb that you can replace. It's all built in one, ready to go. But what we're doing is we're going to be removing the old setup from his old fog light harness, which is not properly installed, and it was turning on all the time with the parking light. So we're going to be doing an independent switch, that way he can turn it on and off whenever he wants, pretty much. But the Morimoto is actually a lot better than the stock one, so this should be a pretty good setup. I will be turning it on sometime tonight once it gets dark, that way you can see the difference, the with or without. But this one already has a low beam HID setup, so it should add up a lot more light output to it. So let's go ahead and start on it. Moving on to step one. All right, the first step you need to do is to take off this cover. That way we can access underneath and run all the wires, because we're going to need the battery port or the battery terminals, and run all the plugs for the fog lights itself. All they are is just pop clips. That's what I call them. If you have one of these, it'll make it easier. If you have a flathead screwdriver, that'll make it easier as well. All you do is get underneath, in between, and pretty much do that. I already did all that, that way you don't have to watch me take off everything else. Let's go into step two. So upon taking off the cover, I've noticed this was the old fog light harness. As you can see, it's not how it should be. It's got sealer everywhere, trying to make it waterproof type of thing. This was done by the old owner, not the new one. So I'm going to be removing this. What's triggering the fog lights for this one was if the parking lights are on, the fog lights will be on. It's pretty much simple as that. What I'm going to do in this one is he's going to have a switch. That way he can turn it on and off manually when the car is on. That way it's not always on when the parking lights are on. So I'll go ahead and start removing that. Throw it in the trash. Me wiring up the switch. It'll be when the car is on. That's the only time the switch will get a power. But anyway, that's what it looks like. Move on to the next video. I kind of forgot to show a video of this one, but to ground the relay, there is a bolt right in front of it. That's the one I grabbed, since it's perfect length of a wire to go there. Just make sure you clean the surface where the ground terminal will be touching. That way you get a very good ground point signal. But as you can see, that black wire that's by itself is going to that bolt. But kind of wanted to mention before I go any further. But yeah, that's the ground that I used to extend for the relay. Just use a test of tape, and we're going to be running it to the side and zip tying it later on. Once I get everything ran, I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole on the vent piece right here for the switch, and I'll show you what it looks like. For this part, I went ahead and drilled the hole already. You're going to need a step drill bit. You're actually going to have to go the maximum size of 3/4 to drill this hole. It'll be a little tight, but that's what you want. Just kind of clean the hole a little bit, just slowly enlarge it. That way it's going to be a tight, snug fit. Like I said, you're going to need one of these, 3/4 of an inch. Got everything right there. I'm going to start prepping the wiring, and let's go ahead and do that. Looking good so far though. So I have the switch mounted up. As you can see, it looks pretty good there. As far as the switch diagram, I will post a link after this video. It'll be the number 1 step, so just kind of follow that, and you'll have the same exact thing as what I have. Earlier when I have this ran, I was telling you about like putting a zip tie in here. This is kind of what I meant. Basically just going in between the wires. You don't have to do this, but to me this is just like an extra precautionary step. That way it doesn't back out or come off in an event of like a vibration or just normal driving, it doesn't hurt to do it. So you pretty much either have a choice to do it or not, but I do it this way. So just a suggestion. Pretty much when you press it, right now it's on because it's pressed down. You press it, it's pretty much off. Even if you accidentally leave it on, say like you accidentally left it on position, as soon as you take the key off, it'll cut power. So nothing is staying on, preventing you from draining your battery. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. If you don't mind, please subscribe and help the channel out. Everything is done. So I've been waiting all day for the nighttime to come. Just kind of check the fog light and see how bright they are. I'm gonna drive around just to kind of see. That's the switch. Like I said, it turns on with the key. It's blue, by the way, but it's kind of hard to see. That's the low beam. I also did this double din. So I did this double din about 2 years ago. So I'll go ahead and turn off the low beam real quick. That's everything off. No parking light. See what the fog light look like. Kind of hard to tell right now because my car is blocking it, but we'll start driving real quick. Everything is still off. Fog light on. Maybe they need to be adjusted a little bit. The truck is sitting a little bit on the squat, but we'll go ahead and drive around and take some quick pictures, show you what they look like. Low beam are still on. I'll go ahead and turn them off. Fog lights. Higher, so that's why it's not showing it up on the street that much. So that definitely needs to be taken care of. But overall, it is pretty bright. So it is a pretty nice unit. I do like it.